So I'm using all treated lumber here for this project, using 4x4s and later on some 2x4s. I've got an angled top on this, so the 4x4 closest to us right now is actually a 10-footer to accommodate this angle. I'm trying to cut this top piece and I don't want the end grain to be exposed as much, so I angled that cut. And here I'm just using a square to mark the lines on three sides of the 4x4 to make it easier to cut. I'm using a handsaw here simply because many people don't have good power tools at home, and I wanted to show that this can be done very easily with a good sharp saw. So I used the saw to cut all of my pieces. Later on I did use my miter saw just because there are a lot of cuts, but it certainly could be done with a handsaw entirely. So then I brought the pieces out to the backyard, and I'm using 6-inch bolts here, screw bolts, 3 from the bottom in order to secure each of these. Those are 4-foot 1-inch black metal pipe in the middle there. And I have those two on there right now to help with the spacing, because I'll be securing those, as you can see here, later. Once I built both of the sides, I had to flip one over, because then I was going to attach 3-foot black pipe Now these pipes, when you get them, you have to degrease them and then paint them so that they don't rust so quickly in the open. The two bottom ones are there just for spacers so that everything stays square. And then I drag everything over to the site where I'm going to build this. It's pretty heavy, but I'm kind of stubborn, so I did it all myself. I probably should have gotten some help to do this part, but I looked at it as part of my first workout with this gym. And then I screwed the black pipe into the other side. Notice I have these floor flanges that I'm screwing in. There's 4 screws into each of those, and you need to make sure you've got a screw head that's wide enough for those. It's actually a bigger hole than a normal wood screw. So then I screwed this 2x4 on. This is actually a step to help me reach that tallest rung up above. And then this 2x4 is the start of a platform that I'm building down here. This is where I can do box jumps, and it's also a step to be able to get up to that rung up above. I'm screwing in 2 or 3 screws in each location. And then I move to the other side and I put these 2x4s in as well here. This also helped me to reach that rung. Then I had some old 2x10s that were treated, and I used that as the top of the deck here. And then I was able to put in those 2 rungs that I had used as spacers before, but I unscrewed those. and then I put them in their place up on top. And here, to provide some lateral support for this, I put in these 4x4s that I cut 45-degree angles on, and I screwed them in with several screws in each location. And then I put in these ground anchors. They screw into place. These were actually a lot tougher to put in than I thought they were going to be. And then I marked on the other side where the other two needed to go and put those in as well. I had to get them just the right height. I wanted them to go into those side 4x4s. And then I used this anchor screw with a 2-inch washer on it in order to secure that anchor to the structure. It really solidified everything. Now I'm going to create a sort of a fake TRX type of apparatus, just using some gym rings, and then these green straps that I showed earlier. They're supposed to hold up to 500 pounds. They're for towing on trucks. And then I have some chain, so I cut that in half using my cutoff wheel on my angle grinder, and then assembled everything. Got these split rings here that I'm able to connect everything with, and then they secure together with a nut to lock them in place. And then I took it over and put it in place. I did have some extra chain there. I actually did cut that off at the end. But it was basically done. So I wanted to see how strong it was. And it looks like the structure is holding up pretty nice. I can't wait to start using it. I'll be able to do all kinds of different body weight exercises on this. I can use the rungs on the top and on the side, as well as the gym rings hanging off of that chain. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the support.